and for the people to exercise patience as we hear from them. And that's not always easy. Mm-hmm. It's not always easy, but because you have so much work. When their case takes center stage, all they're aware of is their one case. We have hundreds and hundreds of cases
right.
that come up for action before us, for work before us. So so that the work definitely has its great challenges, but I enjoy it. This is my I'm in my 15th year on the bench, and you learn a lot. You season it, you mature on the job, and so we're there.
And talk to me about, well, did you ever, sitting perhaps with one of your siblings when you were young, think, I'm going to be a judge one day? Or is that something that just kind of came about slowly as you were an adult?
No, it evolved pretty much in the manner in which I've told you. I was in social work, enjoying social work, but became aware and exposed to the tremendous challenges and problems that that particular population in the Valley was facing.
Right.
And then moving to Corpus Christi and the enforcement of those ordinances, the line of progression was wonderfully natural. And I am so glad that it culminated as it did. I enjoyed the practice of law very, very much, having done it for 10 years. I never grew tired of the practice of law. I found it a wonderful challenge to walk into a courtroom and give my client the best representation that I could and the best preparation that I could, and then assume the bench after 10 years of practice.
And how would you go about telling someone, perhaps a young lady watching us now, who's interested in becoming an attorney and perhaps one day running? Those are big steps to take. How does one go about taking those steps?
Well, be dedicated to your schoolwork. When you think of work that prepares you for a law degree, if you're thinking of going to law school, some people think of government or political science. The major that I always recommend to a law student is English. A wonderful command of the English language, the command of words, the command of grammatical structure and expression is tremendous preparation for an attorney. Becoming aware of your community, its components, not only aware, and then becoming involved in the community, in the life of your community. All of those things prepare you well for not only the politics of involved in elections, but the being a part of the life of your community is great preparation also.
And speaking of being a part of your community, as you mentioned earlier, education is a cause close to your heart. Any other philanthropy that you're involved in? Is it mainly education that really drives you?
I push that a lot. It's fundamental to success as a parent, as a student, in your profession. I am involved also here in this county with work on the advisory council to the Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse. I'm also involved with the organization called the Charlie's Place. And I talked a little bit about Charlie's Place at the time of my announcement on June 23rd. And that's to say that Charlie's Place has just purchased purchased some time ago the old Ramada Inn off of Interstate 37, and has spent through a lot of money that's been donated and contributed to the Charlie's Place, and through hundreds of man-hours of volunteer work, man and women hours of volunteer work, I should say. But it's been upgraded wonderfully well, and very, very soon Charlie's Place will be moving to that new facility. So the level of services, treatment, and rehabilitation for drug addicts and alcoholics will rise to a level unprecedented here in Nueces County. I'm very proud to be a small part of that work. Those are two other areas that I'm very involved in.
That's good to hear. And we're almost out of time, but before we go, I want to talk about this really sweet story that you were telling me on the way over here. And I think it shows how involved you are with the community as well. Talk to me about, just tell us the story again. You had an individual call, and he had a request for you.
I returned a call in your presence, and you asked me what that call was about. And I have a very liberal policy regarding cameras in the courtroom. Some judges have tighter policies. I have a pretty liberal policy. So there are cameras in the courtroom when there's some high-profile case, a case that has in which there's widespread interest in the community. And I guess the camera panned in my direction, and each side of me there's the American flag, the Stars and Stripes, and on the other side is the flag of the state of Texas, the Lone Star flag. And the Lone Star flag was positioned incorrectly. And so I got a call from a citizen judge. I took care of that within minutes, and I was returning the call to that gentleman, Mr. Boss, who lives at the island. Thank you, Mr. Boss. We got it taken care of.
And that's good that you have a judge that is incredibly busy, as I've witnessed many, many times, but still willing to return a call and fix an error that he happened to see. That's very good to hear. Well, Judge, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mireya.
Been a great conversation. Flew by for me, so I think that always means it was a good time. Again, we want to give a special thanks to the law offices of Joe Flores. And of course, Judge Saldana, we wish you the best of luck. We know that you will do great work as you have done all of these years. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos, amigos. Nos vemos a la próxima. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos, Judge Saldana. Thank you so much for coming over to chat with Hola Tejas. Y gracias a todos ustedes. I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, a special thanks goes out to our sponsor, the law offices of Joe Flores. And don't forget to visit the Hola Tejas blog at holatejas.wordpress.com. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't, and what's important to you. Yo soy Mireya Garcia y de parte de todo el equipo de Hola Tejas, les mandamos un fuerte abrazo. Adiós.